Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mrs. Gallagher, and today we're going to discuss the converse and Pythagorean theorem. So the Pythagorean theorem is a relation among the three sides of a right triangle. It states that in any right triangle, the sum of the squares of the lengths of the two legs is equal to the square of the length of the hypotenuse. So in other words, it's our formula, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And if you recall, A and B are our legs, and C is the hypotenuse. So the converse and Pythagorean theorem, why is that important? Well, if a triangle has side lengths A, B, and C, such that a squared plus b squared equals c squared, then the triangle is a right triangle. So let's do some examples using the converse. So let's do some examples regarding the converse and Pythagorean theorem. So directions state, determine whether the given lengths are sides of a right triangle. So using the converse, you're identifying if the triangle is a right triangle. Let's look at letter A. It says 5, 11, and 12. What you first want to do is identify your legs and your hypotenuse. Now your legs are your smaller dimensions, your smaller sides. So 5 is your A, 11 is your B, and 12 is your C because 12 is your hypotenuse. It's your longest side. So now we're going to have our formula. Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And we're now going to plug in what we know. We said A is 5, so we have 5 squared, plus B is 11, so 11 squared, equals, we just said that C is 12 squared. So now 5 squared is 25, plus 11 squared is 121, equals, and now we're going to figure out 12 squared, which is 144. Your next step is you want to add 25 plus 121. And that's going to give you 146 equals 144. Okay, so how do we identify this as a right triangle? Well, you're going to say to yourself, does 146 equal 144? Do they equal? So you want to ask yourself, do both sides equal? They don't equal in letter A. So therefore, no, it is not a right triangle. So they are not equal to each other, so it's not a right triangle. Therefore, your answer is no, it is not a right triangle. That's what you're trying to figure out here. You're trying to figure out if these lengths they give you equals each other, and if they equal each other, then it's a right triangle. If they don't equal each other, it's not a right triangle. Let's do another example together. So in letter B, we're given 9, 12, and 15. You first want to identify your legs, which are the smaller sides. So 9 would be A, and 12 would be B. Therefore, 15 is your longest side, and that would be C. So now we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared is C squared. Our A is 9, so you have 9 squared plus 12 squared equals 15 squared. 9 squared is 81, plus 12 squared is 144, equals 15 squared is 225. You want to add 81 and 144, and that's going to give you 225 equals 225. So do both sides equal each other in this problem? Yes, they do. They do equal each other. Therefore, this is a right triangle. So both sides equal each other. Therefore, yes, it is a right triangle. So when they equal each other, it's a right triangle. Let's do one more example together. You first want to identify your legs, which are the smallest side. Notice we have 12, 16, and 11. So our smaller numbers are actually 12 and 11. Therefore, those are your A and your B. And then your C is your hypotenuse, which is your longest side, and that is 16. Notice they're not in order. That's okay, that's going to happen. So let's write our Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus 3b squared equals c squared. Our A we label as 12 squared, plus our B is 11. So plus 11 squared equals our C, which is 16 squared. 12 squared is going to give us 144, plus 11 squared is 121, and that's going to equal 16 squared. 16 times 16 is 256. So now we're going to add 144 plus 121. You get 265 equals 256. And you're going to ask yourself, do both sides equal each other? Do both sides equal each other? Well, let's look. Does 265 equal 256? No, they don't. Therefore, it is not a right triangle. So no, it is not a right triangle. Since they are not equal to each other, it is not a right triangle. So now what I would like you to do is the you try section. So what I would like you to do is A, B, C, and D, and we will discuss it in class. Thank you.